see if this works. It flips over. There we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I had to replug in my Stream Deck, and I was worried that whether or not it was going to actually come on. So that's why I stood here for that very long dramatic pause going, what in the world? So good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Christmas in July Part 1. I'm going to fix a light overhead because you know what? It's really bright in the shop today. This doesn't help, so let's get to that. As you can see behind me, I have my gnomies hanging with me. That's right. I have the gnomes. Those are my light up gnomes that I've had members send me. So they sit back there and they're just chilling. In case you can't read what's on the board back there, that board I've literally had since the beginning I started designing. It is 168 days until Christmas. That is right. I said it. We went for it. So let's bring this over. Let me show you what I did. This is my dry erase board. Now, I've literally had this since 2018 when I started designing. You change the time or the days, if you will, as your countdown board. It's a dry erase board. All I did was use, like I said, a clipboard. I added a tie. When it's not Christmas season, we choose kind around here. You can actually use it as a regular dry erase board, clean it off, do your thing. But today we're going to use it as our countdown board because the countdown to Christmas has officially begun. That is right. We are working towards that back half of the year. It has been absolutely just crazy in the economy right now. We've kind of had our lull. Now people are starting to look towards the back half of the year. But before we dive all into that, you know what we got to do. That's right. Let's talk to the ladies behind the helm. Let me make sure I got the right graphic up there because, you know, this is how this is going to work this morning. Those are the ladies behind the helm today. We have Miss Jessica, we have Jody, we have Cheyenne, and my sister Amanda. I don't know why I always have to say and my sister Amanda, but I do, so we'll just leave it. Those are the ladies of the Sass. We have Jessica, who may or may not be in this morning. I will say that that poor thing has got COVID round 2, so please send up your thoughts and well wishes to Miss Jessica. I don't know if she'll be in, but she has been feeling like crap lately. So the other 3 ladies have stepped up to the plate to help out where just can over on Facebook. You've got Jody, who hangs out over on YouTube. We have Cheyenne and Amanda, who will be bouncing back and forth between the 2 places. Amanda will probably hang over on Facebook. Cheyenne will hang over out on YouTube, kind of thing. So the 3 ladies, help them out. Say good morning to all of them, would you please? Yes, yes, yes. We're going to talk about the products that we used in this video this morning. So here are the things that we are going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about all the ornaments coming out of Sublimation Underground. That's right, sublimationunderground.com is your one-stop shop for all of your metal ornaments. She is running a 10% off sale currently right now over in her shop. That's right, 10% off all of her stuff. She also has in there, not just ornaments, but she also has in there decorative boxes. They're a holographic looking box that you can use for your skinny tumblers. Great for vendor events because they have the peekaboo spot in the box so you can see what the design looks like. So she also has earrings. She is also the home of the license. That's right. You know those licenses, the Santa license? Well, you can get the blank over that over there at sublimationunderground.com. We're also going to be doing a tree skirt and a Santa pack today from RREM Distributors. You can find her shop over on Shopify. She is kind of a part 1, part 2 kind of thing. She's got some new stuff coming in. We'll talk about more of her stuff later in the month. But today, it's the mini tree skirt and the Santa pack. Can't wait to show you that. Then we have towels and a flag from Driven by Graphics. Yep. drivenbygraphicsupplyco.com. Yes, you see my affiliate link. Please note that anytime I post my affiliate link, you're helping to add funds to our Christmas party, I should say, at the end of the year. So that is from Driven by Graphic Supply Co. You can find your towels and flags and so much more over on his shop. So let's just dive right in. Where we're going to start is at the sublimation underground, because it is all things ornaments. Now, I had planned on using my little press today for my other items, but I can't find my board. That's what happens when you clean your shop. So there's that. Let me grab all of my stuff that I need. We're going to talk about her ornaments. We're going to talk about zhuzhing up her ornaments, because they don't necessarily just have to be a plain ornament. You don't have to just put a ribbon on it. And so we're going to get all into that. Just picking up my folded mess here. All right. So you guys are going to see me go back and forth to this back press today, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. So let's talk about these ornaments. Well, here you go. So Suzanne has the angel wings ornament, right? That you could put an image on here. It is single-sided. These are great for car charms if that's your jam. You can also use them as ornaments. You can even actually put them on a keychain. So you could do a lot of these bag tags. With this particular ornament, it comes with all the pieces. It comes with a red ribbon. This is her Benelux, now, or the fancy rectangle. We all also know them as a Benelux shape. So you have them as the fancy rectangles. They come in a horizontal view and a vertical view. Now, you're asking why there's a bow up here. Let me explain. So this vertical view is your standard view, right? Yes, can you use this for your tiered tray designs? You absolutely can, but did you know if you wanted to use tiered tray, you could just get yourself some feet and or lean this up in your tier tray. All you do, tie the bow to cover the hole, right? This still has a plastic on it. And then you could use this as a mini countdown board. Yes, use it as a mini countdown board for your dry, or for your tier tray. I'm confusing myself, right? So this would make a perfect mini countdown board for those tier trays. It might even be a really good countdown board for that, you know, elf, that special thing that comes and hangs out at your house and looks kind of creepy. Yeah, that thing. So you could probably do that with this. This is a great message board for your elf. You could use actually any of her ornaments as a message board for that elf. Any of these could be message boards for your tier tray. Okay, so we have the horizontal and the vertical of the fancy whatchamacallit. Then we have, these are the dog tags. Now they come single. The dog tags come single. But we're going to show you today how, when you line these up, it now becomes that double dog tag set that you guys are, that I'm known for, right? So we're going to have this. We're going to glue that all together. Next up is a heart. So this heart, we're going to add something a little bit extra to it. We're going to put a hole at the bottom of this heart, and then we're going to add in some angel wings. That's right. We're going to add in an angel wing charm, so we're going to do that today. Here is her round. As you can see, I've already added a hole so I can put a charm at the bottom of this, because that's another thing. You can get yourself, which you can find over in my Amazon shop, my influencer shop, the different beads that you can get. Now, these angel beads, I did get those from Michael's, but you can also get on Amazon to get them. But those cute little, these things right here, hold on. These little gems that are going to sparkle against your Christmas tree definitely are something that you can add to any bottom of your ornament. Okay. Let's see. Where's my other ornament? Okay. And then here is the fancy. We're going to work on this one today. I'm going to pull this all off, but this is the fancy square. Now, as you can see, I've already put the hole in the bottom here, but this is what it looks like without any decoration. We're going to put the decoration on. I'm going to show you how to do this faux bow, if you will, and we're going to put this all back together. So I will show you guys that. So let's just jump right into it. First things first, let's pull this thing apart. And we're going to talk about some different things you can do to jazz up that ornament. Okay. Yes, this is all tied on, so we're just going to go in with my handy dandy scissors. That was loud. Okay. So let's talk about some other things that you're going to see me use in this video. So besides the charms, you can get yourself some sparkly jute. They sell this at Michael's. You could probably get it on the Amazon, but they have a sparkly jute that honestly just adds another beautiful layer to those gorgeous ornaments. I will tell you, besides these ornaments, she also has a house ornament. I'll go grab my bucket. She has a house ornament. We'll talk about that as well. These are the ones my clients absolutely love for a variety of reasons. So I sell these to photographers. These photographers love to be able to put them in Christmas cards, and they travel well. They don't get dinged up or broken in transit. It also helps for, you know, them keeping their shipping on the cheaper side, right? By putting an ornament in it. I also use these ornaments for my real estate agents. I have posted a design that I used last year for all of my real estate agents, and they were an absolutely huge hit. So make sure you go check that out on my Etsy shop. But you will also find the house blank over at Sublimation Underground. Some other tips and tricks of the trade. You need glitter, okay? I'm sorry if you're not a glitter person. You just need some glitter. The reason you need your glitter is because you can make it have faux snow on there, and it just makes your ornament pop. Again, here's the wonderful thing about Christmas. You could have it be very rustic looking, no sparkle, no nothing, very plain Jane. Absolutely. But if you want to jazz these up a little bit, add a little sparkle. Like I said, this one has the sparkle in the jute. You might want to add a charm to the bottom. So let me get that bucket. Let me show you some of the other stuff that she does have before we get too far into it. Yes, this is my bucket of ornaments. It's a pretty big bucket. So here are those rectangles. They're double-sided. These are great for those licenses, Santa licenses. Every little kid loves a good Santa license. I believe she also has a snowman. You can find those over at Gracie B. Doodle. The designs are from Gracie B. Doodle, but these blanks you can find at Sublimation Underground. All right. The house ornament. Hold, please. So this is the house ornament. It's double-sided. Make sure that when you do these that your images mirror each other, because again, when you flip it over for wording and whatnot. And did you know there's kind of a top and a bottom? You can actually look at your ornaments, and it kind of has a curved edge. It's just how it was cut. And this one has more of an angled edge on the back. So you can actually see what the top and the bottom of most metal ornaments are. Let's see what else I've got in this wonderfulness. She has the mini dog tags. Right, so we've got mini dog tags. What are these mini dog tags good for? Well, keychains, yes, absolutely. But maybe you have a mini tree. So you can use Randy's tree skirt and use Suzanne's little keychains as mini ornaments, right? So we have that. Let me see what the other bag is. She has earrings on there. Again, that mini tree. Let's focus on the mini tree for a second. You can add her little t-shirt, the little jerseys. You can add these as mini ornaments. So it might look like a set of earrings. It might look like a dog tag. Whatever it may be, it could always be something else. All right, so if you have a mini tree, look at all the metal jewelry or keychains over at Sublimation Underground and make it totally cool. So now let's get into that one thing that we want to do. That's called pressing around here. All right. Okay. Let's get to that. Move this all over. Let's see what designs we have today. One of our featured designers today is my sister Amanda. She has true digital artistry, and we're going to press 2 of her ornaments, and then we're going to make a design into a flag. That's right, I'm taking one of her shirt designs. I'm like, Amanda, you need to make this into a shirt design, or a flag design. And I want to show you that in a little bit. So, you see that we have our heart. Please make sure that you take the film off the top and the bottom. All right. Okay. We'll go ahead and put that hole in the bottom for the one that I did, because mine's got angel wings. Amanda's has a standard. Hers is a standard heart. Hers is rustic. So we're going to do 2 heart designs. Now, can you do these multiple ornament shapes? Yes, you absolutely can do multiple ornament shapes as long as they're all metal because they're the same thickness. I also like to press mine upside down. So I will put my butcher paper on my bottom platen, put this down just the way you see it, put butcher paper over the top and press it. The heat goes right through to this. It mushes it into that foam. There's kind of a thick foam on the bottom of most of our platens, and it pushes that into the design. The heat from your platen goes all the way through the metal. It's one of the few things that you can press upside down and have it come out beautiful. Okay, I've already gone ahead and put the hole in this guy, so we're going to make this into an ornament. Okay, let me pull that other design from myself. Now, can you do these as fronts and backs? Absolutely you can. Some of my stuff does come front and back, and so does Amanda's. I didn't put anything on that one. All right. I will show you how to use that glitter. The glitter's really easy. You just need a paintbrush, you need some glue, and then you can go in, and I'm going to show you, I just have some regular glue laying around, but you want to use some E6000, or you want to get the glitter glue that you can get. That's also a thing that you can get. I know that Kim from from My Sublime Designs, said there is a glitter glue pen you can also get. All right, let's lay this down. I will actually add more stuff to this, even though this is going to be a big residential kind of design, because it's going to have a lot of stuff in it. How do I want this worded? That's right. We're still going to add a little bit of a flair to it. All right, and then let me go grab that one more heart ornament. All right, so we're going to do 2 heart ornaments. I'm going to show you how you could just leave it as is, and then you can add a little bit of something to your heart ornament. Again, I will show you the tools that we're using, but first let's get this all lined up. When I made this design, Suzanne from Sublimation Underground calls me, and she goes, "Nikki, how did you do that?" How did I do what? How did you make it, the heart, look like it's got a silver frame around it? I go, "I did it in Photoshop." She goes, "You can do that in Photoshop? You can do a lot of amazing things in Photoshop." It was probably the funniest conversation I had with her. All right. So, we're going to protect our investment. You've always put butcher paper down on the bottom. It protects your investment. Things do off-gas. They even off-gas through the tops of your paper. In this case, it'll be the bottom of the paper, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you protect your investment. It will leave, it's like after eating onions and it repeats on you. Same thing happens if you don't protect your bottom platen and your top platen. It will be a repeat project on something else. So we're going to put some butcher paper on the top and the bottom. And we're just going to let it cook. The heat will go right through that. Now I will go and I'll make sure I'll do a little bit of a peeky peek to make sure that it did press correctly. Make sure you have enough pressure. Don't be afraid to give squish the heck out of me kind of pressure, not catapult your press off of its thing kind of pressure. Somebody did that. We won't even get into it. But you definitely want to make sure that you have squished the heck out of me pressure so that you can still close it without it catapulting across your room. So there is that part of it. That's one of those medias that are definitely forgiving when it comes to firm pressure. All right, so we are going to get my little paintbrush. I don't know where my other glue is, but we're gonna work with what I have at the moment. Did I mention I cleaned my shop today? I cleaned my shop, I reorganized it. So guess what? I don't know where anything is. That I'm gonna need. I don't know where anything is in my shop because I need to protect that other investment. It's called the fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my butcher paper. Now, if you're unsure if it is pressed correctly, slide it forward, slide your thing forward, and literally peel this back and give it a peeky peek. Now, I could tell you with Amanda's design, that one pressed beautifully because she has a, I don't even know, it's in the design, so it looks faded. There's faded spots in her design. Perfect. All right. So, to me, these press beautifully. We're going to set them over here so I don't get all hot. Now, I was asked the question in one of my lives, do you reuse your butcher paper? Short answer, no. I will shred this, and then I can use it as packing material. But because the ink can off-gas onto the butcher paper, it could actually end back up onto your image here or on your substrate, and we don't want that either. Okay. All right. I think this is, nope. Nope. All right. These just press absolutely gorgeous. I love making the dog tags for our servicemen. They just come out stunning. Every time. Every time. Okay. Here's that ornament that Suzanne asked about. Let me see if you can see it really well in the, all right, it looks like it has a faux metal frame on it. Came out stunning. These two next designs are from True Digital Artistry. This one is her rustic wood frame. Gorgeous. And then this one's so cute. I can't wait to do this one. This is her Ho 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 Santa belt with a faux fabric background. Stunning. Okay, so we've got those. Let's see. I have tools. Did I mention I cleaned my shop? When you clean your shop and you're so well organized that you're too organized. Oh, look at that. You're just too organized. Okay. It happens. I'm going to use some E6000. We're going to put some glitter on this. And we're also going to pull out the jewelry tub. Because we're going to need that. Okay. So, first things first. Let's get this guy put together. This is our military one, right? So what you're going to want to do is put glue pretty much down through here and then set it and forget it, let it do its thing and whatnot. So we're going to do that really quick while it's doing its thing. Put some glue right here. Okay. We'll worry about putting the beads and stuff on this after we get done with these other ornaments. Did I mention it's going to be a long sass today? I probably should have. It'll probably be a long sass. Okay. So now we're just going to let that sit. Let it dry. Don't try to move it. Let it do its thing. I use the Super Glue Gel Control that has the little buttons on the side. I like the gel control. All right. This is your standard everyday ornament. you're just going to go in, add some ribbon. Now, all of Suzanne's ornaments do come with ribbon. I like to use sometimes my own ribbon. Sometimes I want jute. Sometimes I want thinner ribbon. But she at least gives you the ribbon to go with it. Come up, fold your ribbon in half. Feed it through the hole. And I will also show you some other things that we do. Okay. Take this and feed it up through. Okay. Now, I do not give it to my client tied typically if I have to do it really quick. But if I'm at a vendor show, they are tied because I'm hanging them up, right? So if you'd like to do some quick prep work, all the ribbons that Suzanne gives you are like this. I go ahead and I tie them on some cardstock. I cut them 13 inches and then I just tie them. If they're coming from Suzanne, just leave the standard size of whatever it is she's sending you and just tie it off. All right, so you're just going to tie it off, have them all set and ready. When you're ready to use them, trim this up, add a little bit of fire to it to seal them. And then this way, all of your ribbons are the exact same length. But if I'm using like quick ribbon on the fly like I just did right on this one, then I don't tie it. I let them tie it because maybe they don't want that particular tie. Maybe it doesn't match their decor. So I try to stick with some neutral stuffs. I have black, white, red, and green for my types of ribbon. When I'm doing vendor shows, it makes life so much easier to do that, and it makes it a more uniform look. So there you go. Leave it as is. Now we're going to come on to this one. Let me just move this stuff out of the way really quick. We're going to add the beads to this, except what we're going to do is we're going to zhuzh it up a little bit. Okay, so we have 2 beads here. Now, because this is a flat red, we're going to go in and we're going to add some of this jute that has some sparkle in it. Because, I don't know, I feel like Christmas is sparkly. I don't know how Christmas could possibly be boring. Okay. Now for this bottom piece, you could use regular jute because you're not going to see it. But for at least your top piece, you're going to want that kind of sparkly. Okay. We're going to recycle some jute here. Okay. So for this bottom piece, first things first, take it, loop it. So you're going to double it. You're going to push it through that hole and pull it down. Okay. So now it's anchored. Now you're going to take this. Now you can add tape to it. For me, I sometimes can get it. You know, it doesn't always have to be. The wooden beads are going to be at the bottom. Can you paint these wooden beads? You can. You can add some fun beads like all of these wonderful goodness. So look at all of these. Now, if I wanted to, I could put the Santa hat at the bottom of this. All right, I could definitely go in and add a Santa set if I wanted to. All right, I could go in and just add maybe some decorative beads to them. I have a lot. These are my Christmas collection beads that I have in here. I have little tiny ones I could add to it. So I could do this with this and it matches. You could also do the wood, or maybe you want to go in with green and do the green with the red. Really, it's whatever your preference is. Just keep in mind that whatever you take a picture of, you do it the same way every time. And so those are my Christmas beads. Love them. All right. For this one, we're just going to stick with the plain wood. But you can always add a little bit of something to it. Now, as I'm trying to feed this through the hole, I will twist this. It kind of helps it so it doesn't fray. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just add a knot to the bottom. Okay. Don't add it so snug that there is no wiggle room and it looks really stiff. You want to add a little bit of wiggle room to this. and then just clip it. Now we have the tail. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to add the top part of this bow. Again, double it, feed it through the hole. Now, before you go ahead and tighten this, all right, you see how that sparkle's already there? I want you to go in and we're going to make the faux bow. Okay, take your fingers, go around your fingers however many times you want. Okay, trim it. So now you've got a bunch of loops. Remember how I said don't tighten this down just yet? You want to take it to where you have your two runners or your two end pieces and then that loop over the top. Put your little loopies in here and then drawstring it. You'll be able to adjust it as you go. Okay? Tighten her right up. Go in and trim your tails. And now you have a really cute bow without making a bow, right? So it's anchored there. Now what you're going to want to do is, if you want, again, add some beads to the top. You're not adding a lot of expense to this in the sense of items, okay? Is it a little bit of time? Yes. Can you pre-do these? Yeah, you can. You could actually pre-do some of your beading tops to make life easier and whatnot. So you just put your beads on. So let's see if we can get this through this hole. You can get yarn needles. The yarn needles you can find in my affiliate store over on Amazon. There's different sizes. It comes in like a 12-pack. So you have every size that you should need for all of your beading projects. I just twist mine on. Okay. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to knot it. Okay. And then I will leave this open so they can decide how long they want to put that next knot for that. But there you go. How stinking cute is that? Give it some love. Give it some love, please. Because that design is adorable. It makes a great family design from True Digital Artistry. But it's personalized. You can add just a kiddo's name to it. This is absolutely adorable. Again, you can add some colored beads to it. But I like the natural part of it because this has some natural fibers on it. It is stunning. Right? I'll take better pictures, post them in the group over at the Sassy Subber. You'll be able to see these and all the stuff that we do today over on my Facebook page. How cute is that? So now we're going to get into this one. Now for this one, you can do however you want. I'm going to use some of the cream. I'm going to try to keep this as its simplest form today. I feel as if, while yes, the sparkle is going to be what I want at the moment, does it have to be? No, it does not. I just happen to have this sitting right in front of me. I probably would use either a silver or if it's the silver one, I'd use silver. If it's gold, I'd use gold, right? Because this particular design comes in silver and gold. Okay. So we're just going to add that just so you can see what it looks like with the tail. Where the important part comes in is the bottom piece. So you want to get this beautiful handy dandy piece of equipment here, which is already set up for me to use. This is a metal hole punch. Metal hole punches are a beautiful thing. Now, a couple different tips and tricks. We're going to take this off real quick because I'm going to line them up so that they match. Okay. So I want to take this. I'm going to line it up so it's even on both sides. But I'm going to bring this down so I know where the tip is, right? So put the tip inside, go here. And now what I want to do is bring this down a little bit further, and with a dry erase marker. Okay, let me see if I can find my dry erase marker. Go like this. This way you'll be able to see if it's centered. Okay, and if not, you just take your dry erase marker and wipe it off. That is centered, so that works for me. This is set on, for those who are going to ask me, this is set on the 3/16 setting for this. This sucker's heavy. Okay, so you're then going to take this and line her up. Yes, you're seeing me do this literally on the table because it is so heavy to line this up and hold at the same time. Okay. There we go. So now you have the hole. Okay. Let's move this over to the side. Remember I told you I was going to get my jewelry thing out? Again, how much effort you put into your stuff is completely up to you. You don't have to do any of the things that I'm talking to you about today. All you have to do is just do what makes you feel happy and keep right on going. Okay? It really, you don't have to do all of these crazy things that I do. I just like to make mine extra special, and especially because this isn't a memorial ornament. Okay, so this is on a piece of thin fishing wire. You can actually use fishing wire too. That's also absolutely acceptable. Give me that bead. So I have my nails in the way. Put the bead on this wire stick. It's a jewelry. It's to make jewelry. Okay. Now, what you're going to want to do is decide how far down you're going to want this. So I may want to come in here and clip this out a little bit because it's going to be a little too long. And make sure you use pliers that you can cut, right? They're jewelry pliers. Come in here and you decide. After a while, you just kind of know where it goes and you just turn it. Okay, so before I make sure that I get my turn in there the way I want it. I unturn it, and I might want it a little bit bigger. You can also use jump rings as well. Come on. It's because I want this to do something. It's not going to do it. Okay. And you just curl it back over to the back side. Okay. Put a jump ring. Do whatever you want with it. But you guys get the point. You could put a little jump ring, some added little charms at the bottom. This one just has another set of angel wings that'll hang there. And then this one says, now in heaven, but always in my heart. Or always in heart. It should be always in my heart. No, it says always in. Sorry. It's a morning. Okay, so anywho, so you can add whatever you want, any charm that you want to the bottom. And that's the beautiful part about having that metal punch is you can add the holes as you need them, especially if you want to hang maybe birthstone charms off your ornament for a great family style ornament. You could do that in any of these ones that are metal. Now, last up, we're going to tackle this guy right here. Now, some of the things that you could do with him, again, standard jute will be perfect for this particular project that you're going to want to do. Now, because we don't have any holes at the bottom, we didn't want them there. we're just going to go with something kind of simple. Because this is a military one, you don't have to go all big and crazy. But what you can do, we're going to tighten that up. Okay, you can use the, what are they called? The ball and chain, the dog tag chains, essentially. You get those with these ornaments, are the dog tag chains. You can use those if you wanted to. You can also go in. Need to find my one color. Hold please. So you can go in and add in, maybe it's a color for a military branch, okay? So you can go in and add in maybe the black with the yellow. Maybe you want to go in and add the black with the green, or the blue with the green, whatever it may be, whatever the military colors are. So for example, Army is black and yellow. So you would go in and add maybe a black bead and a yellow bead and a black bead to signify that they are an Army vet. You could go in and put that in there. You could go in and put the navy blue and white, or navy blue and silver, right? Whatever the colors of the military are, you can add those beads right to the top of that to signify the branch they had served in. Make sure you always think of that too, because it is for their service we have our freedoms. Okay. Now you could also just leave it as such. It doesn't, this particular piece speaks for itself. You guys see this, you know what it is. You could go in and you can add in some personalization before you print it, but this is absolutely a stunning piece of work. You can find these designs over in the Sassy Subber. This took 2 ornaments to do it. We super glued it together, super easy. You could dress it up or dress it down however you so choose. See if I can find my chains. Whatever it may be, you can add in chains in there. You could even just have the chains hang. You could leave this as the jute and then have the dog tag chains hang off of that. That looks really nice as well. So let's just do a quick recap of Sublimation Underground. We'll do that again later as well. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to add some snow to this because you guys want to see me add snow. Okay, so these are just some of the ones that you will see. Now, you want to add snow to this. Maybe you want to add some snow to your tree. I'm about to make a mess. We're going to put some paper down because this girl's about to make some mess. Find the glue you want to use. Okay, we're just going to happen to use what I have here in stock. We have this. I like to take a little bit of a squirt onto my board. Where's the top? Where did the top go? Okay. Okay. So, I'll put some on this paper. Now, you don't have to add the glitter everywhere. All right? The glitter is just meant to add in where you want. I take my paintbrush and I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some in here. Okay. Maybe this is where I want it. I want it on this particular tree. Okay. I'm then going to go in with my fairy dust. It's got to be the fairy dust one. Get as much off. Come around your tree. And now you could add it just to one tree. It may be hard to see on the camera because of the lighting, but I added some sparkle to that tree. You could even go in and add it to maybe just the ornaments, right? You could just go in and add it to your ornaments. Wherever you want. Glitter is like moth to a flame around here. Okay. And that's it. All this excess, sorry, I always say that word wrong. All right, just a little bit of shimmer. Just a little bit of shimmer, okay? That's all you need to add. It doesn't have to be crazy. As long as you use a clear glue and whatnot, you can do some beautiful things to the designs like that I've made, that Amanda's made. You can go in and add a little bit of sparkle. So let's do it to Amanda's now. You know what? Let's keep going with this. Except I'm going to add a little, I think a little bit of red into hers. We'll see. Let's add some glue. Maybe a little bit of gold. Oh, the gold would be pretty. So I'm going to go in. Let me just open this one up because, well, because we don't want to have to worry about this mess. Okay. So that's open. Perfect. So now we're going to go in. We're just going to add it to that belt. Okay. Come in and add it to the belt. Does this have to be perfect? No. Do I look like I'm perfect? Nope. I got this paintbrush from Amazon. Came in a set. You can also get them, I think, at Walmart. Okay. Come in. Once this is dry, come in and take off the extra glitter that's just kind of hanging out there. We're just going to do it so you guys can see it. And there you go. Now we've added a little bit of sparkle to hers. How pretty is that? This is a champagne glitter. You could go get regular gold glitters, but this is a champagne one. It picks up on all the sparkle that's up in through here. You can go in and add a little bit of sparkle to your wood pieces. Let's get some glue onto this. All right, I'm just showing you random things here. This is not anything that you have to do, but if you're like me, I love me some glitter. Okay, you can go in, if you roll this around in Elmer's glue, let it dry for just a little bit so it's tacky, then run it through some gold glitter, let it dry, you can end up with your own glitter wooden beads. Like, yep, you can use an old makeup brush. Great idea too, Cheyenne. Right? There you go. So that is just something you could do. Now, let's hopefully I can get all this glitter off of me. I'll move that over there. Let's try not to make a mess because we have fabric to do. So let's get to it. All right, this next part of the Sass is going to kind of run a little bit quicker. Those were some time-consuming things because you want to make those ornaments pretty. You want to give them a little bit of oomph. Maybe you have last year's ornaments you want to kind of revitalize. Give them some resuscitation because you know what? Maybe you didn't sell them the way you did. Maybe adding little pops of beads and string and twine and ribbon. Maybe you need to add those things to your particular ornament. You guys saw that how I did this with jute. You could do the same thing with ribbon. Add some bows. I mean, if you really look at any one of these designs, all right, some have some stuff to them, some don't, and that's what makes it beautiful. You're only adding on. The cost to add this whole mess on was less than 5 cents, really. So, yes, you can up your price because you're going to put a little bit more time into it, but really, it's pennies that you could be adding in, and just by giving your ornaments a little bit of life to them, okay? So that's what we want to do. We want to maybe give them a little bit of life. Now, can you just do them where they have the ribbon on them? Of course you can. You don't have to do anything, but maybe they're not selling. Maybe this is one way to get them to sell for you. All right. So you can find all of these on Sublimation Underground. The designs come from the Sassy Subber on Etsy and True Digital Artistry on Etsy. So make sure you go to our shops. We are the sisters. That is right. Legit, she is my sister. So here we go. Move these all off to the side, and let's get on to this one project that's going to take a little bit. I was going to try to do the board method this morning so that you guys could see how I do it, but unfortunately I stuck my board someplace and I can't find it. So what happens when you clean and reorganize your shop? You get neat and put things away. So we're going to be talking about our REM distributors. we're going to be talking about the Santa sack and her tree skirts. And I don't know where that just went. Okay, not important. So these Santa sacks are uber soft. These are like a velvet material. You guys have seen her stockings. Where's the other one? You guys saw me do this one last year, right? This is the one with the red back, and it has that beautiful velvety top to it. All of her stockings, her Santa sack, and these mini tree skirts, which are a huge thing, are in her shop over at RREM Distributors, and they all have that velvety soft. It is so soft. Like, I wish you could have, no, I'm not even going to say what I was just going to say. Anywho, you know, smell-o-vision, touch-o-vision. Anyway, that's probably not, that's for Sass for another day. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this Santa sack. Now, if you have to make a bigger design, you absolutely can. The beautiful part also about Santa sacks is that you can piece them. You can piece them. We are going to do my Nomi design. That's right, because it's all about the gnomes around here. That was fun. So we're going to put this in the center. All right. First things first, sorry, we need a lint roll. This is fabric, and it's velvet, and you need to lint roll it. And let me just pick up my mess up off the floor, because everything just slid right off the heat press. Okay. There it is. With anything fabric, lint roll, lint roll, okay? Do you have to pre-press it? No, you don't. But you definitely want to make sure that you lint roll this entire thing. And guess what? You also have to lint roll the back. See, there's glitter all over this. You also have to lint roll the back. The reason you lint roll the front and the back, because those blue fibers, because of the heat, will still show up even if it's on the back. So make sure you lint roll both sides, okay? So, now that we've got it all lint rolled, we're gonna grab that design again. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. If I could be a comedy of errors right now, this would be one of them. Literally, you guys are going, Nikki, you just literally spilled the glitter. Yep, I did. I hope you're giggling. Okay, this is all cleaned off now. Oh, it's Christmas in July. So here's some fun facts for you for your Christmas in July. Start prepping now, okay? What are some of the things and the trends for this year? Well, games, ornaments, socks are some of the main things that are on the gift-giving side. You can never go wrong with decor, because we love to see our houses all prettied up for the holiday season. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that I tape it down all the way. I'm still going to put butcher paper on the bottom over here. Even though it is protected, like this is bigger than my platen, and let's talk about the size of this real quick. These are a nice size Santa pack. So this is measuring at 27 inches long by 18 inches wide. So yes, you can definitely piece this all together. I am using 13 by 19 paper, and I am using a 16 by 20 heat press. Okay? Okay. That's gonna smart later. Okay, I made sure that my design is all filled into this spot. I know you guys can see me in the smaller one. And we're just gonna drop it down. I just burnt my finger. Girl! Oh my. It's gonna be all over the place. That's because okay. The glitter's all over the place because I didn't close it and I put it on this little tiny heat press, and then I just hit my knuckle on the heat press. Let me see, are there any comments here? Thank you for reminding me to list need to list where I can put things as I create my space. You're so welcome. I love the veteran tag ornament as well. How do you like your new printer and what brand is it? Ooh, great question. So as you guys know, I have been team Sawgrass for what feels like a billion years. And recently my Sawgrass printer died. So sad. Okay. And so my printer died. And I, during the pandemic, had purchased an Epson 15,000. The reason being is because, well, it was the one I could get. It was local. So it sat on the shelf, literally on the shelf since the time of the pandemic, for when my Sawgrass eventually died. Okay? So here are my thoughts on a Sawgrass for an Epson. Please note that I am not affiliated with either one of them. Yes, we have Sawgrass Ambassador Lori, who has been absolutely a blessing as we prepared for the death of my Sawgrass. Okay? So, here are some things that you're going to find out about me and my Sawgrass, or me and my printer journey. All right? Let's just pull this off real quick. I like both, and that's being very honest. Okay? I love certain things and that I miss about my Sawgrass that I don't have in an Epson. Okay? So, because I am not linked to either one, I can give my opinion on both of them. Sawgrass is completely plug and play. Okay, you just literally take your cartridges, you put them in, and you do your little setup, and it gives you the options for different substrates. Love that feature, especially because I print a lot of things from fabric to hard substrates. So I like that feature of it. Now, I will say, on the Epson side of it, I like the Eco Tank. I do like the Eco Tank. Although, there was a little mishap. We'll discuss that at a later date. I do like the Eco Tank part of it, and it's a little bit more cost effective. They both bring something to the table. Now, you're going to ask me, do I see a difference in print quality? So I've been using the same Johnson Plastics paper literally since I started with the... let me go here real quick. Since I started with my sublimation journey, I have been using Johnson Plastics paper. I have never had an issue with it. It's the paper I've stuck with. I don't bounce back and forth between brands because I stick with what I know. So I use the same paper in both of my printers, and I gotta tell you, the quality was absolutely the same. I didn't notice any quality color shift in either one, and I literally had just printed something on my Sawgrass, and my Sawgrass died, and then I had printed something, so I still had two prints to compare, and I couldn't tell the difference. I just miss the plug and play part of my Sawgrass. I miss that part of it. And I liked that feature of just being able to pop in the cartridges, let it do its own maintenance, let me pick my substrate. I miss that part of it. Does Epson have that feature? It doesn't necessarily when it comes to what substrate to press because, well, it's a converted Epson, right? So I don't have those features on it. So I miss that from my Sawgrass. I'm really happy with both. I really can't say that I'm not happy. I absolutely am. They just bring two different types of printing to the table. And there you go. There's my opinion on the Sawgrass versus the Epson. You guys wanted to know, and I'm giving you my answer. Now back to what we were doing. So here is the Nomi now that it's all cooled off. It is absolutely stunning. This is the Santa pack, right? We'll get on and you guys will be able to see this a little bit better. This is actually on a 13 by 19 paper, so it fills that space absolutely beautifully, right? It's absolutely gorgeous. It presses stunning. Like those colors just pop, right? So absolutely beautiful. Do you have to do a front and a back? No, you don't. You can. That is completely up to you. The question comes, Nikki, did you put paper on the inside? No, I didn't because it doesn't bleed through. So this has like a, I don't even know how to describe the inside of it. It doesn't stick together, none of that. So you could use it as a Santa pack, you could use it as a laundry bag, whatever you want to do. But because we're on Christmas in July, it's a Santa pack. That's right. Put the names on it and you are off to the races. Now we're going to talk about those tree skirts. We're going to be doing a tree skirt today, and it is going to be the all white one. Here are some things you need to do for your prep. First, you want to go in here, lint roll, lint roll, lint roll. The death was a dark day. It really was. Because I became so much into my printer. You know, it was my printer. Okay. So, here are some things you need to do for prep. Because this is going to be the back side of it, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pull these tails and tape them down. We're actually going to do this in 2 pieces. Okay. And I don't have my board. So, you know what? Let's see how far I can mess this up real quick, right? So get those tails right out of the way. All right. Another thing I like to do is take this, line it up the best I can, and tape it together. Okay. And I will give this some hefty love on the tape for this seam. Okay, not that the seam is going to be an issue. It's a seam. I'm not really caring about it. I just don't want it to be moving all over the place when I'm pressing it, because I'm actually going to be pressing it this way. So this is actually going to be covered. Okay. So now we're going to get in here and we're going to cut this. We're going to use our straight edge and we're going to cut this off. Let me get my other piece in here. And then we're going to tape them together. All right, straight edge. I really need to stop putting things away and stop cleaning my shop. I just need you to know that. Just when you think you found your stuff, you lose it. Oh, you know what? It might be over here. Nope. Where did it go? All right, I guess I gotta use that one. Oh, there it is. We're going to use my T-square because it's longer. Oh, no, that one's not. That one is. All right. Line it up. Now, if you notice, this is my 13 by 19 paper. I literally kitty cornered it because I wanted to be able to make sure that I got my corners in there. All right, so you got to kitty corner it. Now, it is a JPEG because these are so big. In order for us to load them up into our Etsy shops, they have to be under 20 megabits, which, you know what? Some of my designs are really dense in details that it makes it a lot harder to load things. Okay. And I don't like fight this. I try to make sure that, there we go. 1. Now let's go down to number 2. Oh, we can try to trim that one off a little bit better. That was a little bit off. Perfect. Okay. Now let's get this side, and then we're going to tape it together. Line her up with some sort of a straight edge. Okay. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do, because I will end up double pressing this. I do want it to be able to lay it all out and get it pressed. So, first things first, line her up. Now I can see that I have to overlap this just ever so slightly. Nothing too crazy. Perfect. I'm going to go in here, and there's a little spot at the top that I'm going to tape this right here, okay? Because I also know that this is white, I can also tape this right here in the center because there's a hole in the center. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to tape this. again, right here on the edge. So it's kind of hard. So I'm taping it up here where there's extra paper. I taped it in the center to hold it. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to run a piece of tape right down that entire seam. Okay. Now, this is the top part or the front center of my thing. Let's move these all out of the way. Need the extra space today. Then you're just going to sit here and you're going to lay it out. Get it to where you need it. It's going to take a little bit of finessing, all right, for this to fit. It's fabric, okay? So keep that all in mind. You are dealing with fabric. So there is nothing. What I might do, let me go press this real quick. Let me just flatten it. There are some spots that I need to flatten. Okay, so the quick pre-press definitely helps sometimes. Not always, but it can. Okay, we're gonna bring it down to here. We're gonna see how well I do this. It's hard. Okay, now start taping it down. As you start to tape it down, you'll be able to move it, rotate it, do whatever you need to do. But because I want this front center to be where it is, we're going to start with that and just move it around like a pizza pie. Okay. Now, could you make this slightly bigger? You can, but again, if you have to do what I did, and that means piece it kind of funky, then you are going to want to figure out how you're going to cut that into thirds or cut it into halves, whatever it may be. Okay. All right. Now, how are you going to press this onto your press? I'm going to put this first half in under my press. Okay, flipped over, of course. I'm going to put some butcher paper down. This first half will be under my press. I'm going to draw a line on that paper, but you should be able to see it. It's the same width as your heat press, right? And then you're going to flip it around. Again, I should be using the board method for this. Oh, I could probably still do that with this one. Let's break her out. Okay. This is my huge board. I need to get this all up. I'm going to be putting that tree skirt on here. Give me a second. I realize how short I am when I do this. Perfect. A little bit more. Nothing crazy. Okay. I'm going to take it. I'm going to go to the big camera so you can see me just a touch better. Because we need that. Do you pre-press the skirts? Yes, you can. And you probably should pre-press your skirts. Because they're fabric, they end up with all sorts of stuff. So we're laying down 2 pieces of butcher paper. I know where my seam is because, well, it's taped. That's a beautiful thing. Remember, though, this. Do not put the edge of your heat press on your tape line. The reason for that being is it causes a push down point, right, on your transfer, which causes a white line. Make sure that that tape mark is underneath your heat press. All right, because again, if you add that edge to where your tape line is, you're creating a dimple, okay? Okay, because my press is 16 by 20, this will fit slightly different. I do have my thing at a diagonal because that's just how the square of the paper sits. Hold on, forgot two important things here. Well, one technically. Make sure it's at your edge. Make sure it's there. Okay. Nothing makes me more nervous than doing this. I want you to know it absolutely drives me crazy, more so because I'm live and I've got to try to teach you. I will be moving my one camera so that you guys will be able to see me do the board method. If you want to see and learn more about the board method, you can go to the Condi Virtual House. I'm one of the teachers over there, and we're going to be teaching you how to do the board method on a smaller heat press, using that method to be able to press larger things. While this was not in my plan this morning, here we are. So, here are some other fun things. If you have those big items at Christmas time that you want to press, those pillows, you know, the pillows. Maybe you want to try your hand at a full bleed towel, which is the 15 by 25. You're not only going to have to double press it, you're also going to have to use two different prints and piece them together. Try to eliminate one of those processes, whether it's adding extra, doing two pieces of paper or two prints and piecing them, or double pressing. The reason being is you're just literally adding to the catastrophe factor. As you're seeing right here. Okay, so sorry my back is to you. Now, it's hard to see on the camera, but I can tell you right now where I can see where I've pressed it. So I have all of this much left to be pressed. I'm going to stick that underneath my platen by moving my board. Okay, now my board just rotates. Okay, so we're going to put that here. Did you see me just do this? I am not moving my substrate. I'm moving the board. So nothing is shifting while I'm doing this. Okay. Now, do you double press on an image that you've already pressed on? Try to avoid it. Try to come up to the absolute edge of where that first press is. With a little bit of overhang. The reason being is it will off gas again, especially because this is black. I am guaranteed to see a line because that's how my life runs. Okay, so we're going to come in here. I'm going to put my butcher paper right just slightly over that spot that I need to press it on. Okay, and press it down. As you can see, I have my board sticking right out here. I don't want to have to do that if I can avoid it at all costs. This is something that you definitely want to practice. If you want to do full bleed, full deep rich color on anything from tree skirts to Santa packs to flags to whatever it may be, you don't have the correct equipment for it, whether it's a big enough platen or big enough heat press, big enough paper, practice your craft before you sell it. Don't come to me and say, I have an order for 100 of these, but I've never done it before. I'm going to look at you and go back to class and learn how to do it, because you're about to set yourself up for disaster. You're about to offer your client crap product, and we don't want that. We want you coming out of the gate strong and confident to do what you need to do. This board is a 1/2 inch thick. It's MDF board. You can go get it at Home Depot. It started out being 2x4, so it's a 2x4 board. And then what we did was we cut one end of it, so this happens to be 30 by 24. All right, so there is a minor pressure issue, but we're going to drop it in just a little. Because remember, with a clamshell, there is some minor issues when it comes to the pressure. The back part of a clamshell presses first before it comes to the front. So I just shoved it in just a little bit. We're going to give it, because I can see some mottling, and that means there's uneven pressure when you see that mottling, the white spots, if you will. on there. So we're just going to hit it again, pushed it in just a little bit to give it a little bit more even. Could I have put some cardstock under this, some triple layer cardstock that's folded, and put it under this front edge? I absolutely could have, but I didn't. Much better. Let's see how it looks. Hold on one second. I taped this so good I can't even see it myself. Okay, I'm gonna hit it again. We're gonna just do it. I know you're having heart failure, but you know what? We're gonna do this together. So, here are some things you need to know about this tree skirts. One, know how you're gonna press it. And I didn't going into this. I had every full intent in doing it on my small press today. Two, make sure you line up and piece your designs, know your equipment, use your board method. There are some beautiful tree skirt designs already out there that aren't full bleed, or that are a lot easier to piece and line up. Definitely make sure that you know your craft. You can also just put some spot designs on them. That's right, spot designs. Spot designs are just designs that you put all over the place that aren't full bleed, okay? Much better. Okay, let's see how we did or didn't do. We're just gonna go for it. So there were some crinkles in this. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Okay. Let's pull off all this tape. Now, do you have to, could I have just pressed this one half, pressed it without taping it and piecing it? You absolutely could have. You could have totally done that, and then gone in and then lined it up and taped it and then done it that way. Of course, you absolutely can do it that way. Let's just move this so you guys can see it better in the camera. All right, so I did have some pressure spots because the fabric went a little bit like wrinkly, but I got most of them out. This one, a total wrinkle. All right, but again, this is what happens when Nikki does this live and changes up her program. This is why you want to know your method and know how you're going to do it. This is honestly, it's still a beautiful design. It's absolutely gorgeous. I still think it came out really great, even though it has some imperfections that I'm not happy with. But you know what? I go into it. I'm not live on camera. I take my time and press these the way that they should be pressed. I give them the attention that they need. Is this hard? Absolutely not. It's not. So here are some things you need to know. You're going to have to piece your design if you want a full bleed. If you don't want to necessarily piece, do one half at a time. Tape it right across, literally right across, tape it, and press this first half, okay? Then you're going to want to tape and press your second half. Make sure that you don't put your platen literally on the line. Make sure your platen comes, just say this was your line right here, all right? You want to make sure your platen comes to this side of it if this is the back part of your platen, all right? And this is the side closest to you. Put it so that this is covered, all right? So you're not putting the edge of your press onto the seam. It's going to create a dimple. We don't want any dimples, okay? So there you go. Overall, it is still gorgeous. I absolutely love this. Take your time and know your method. So she has the white and she also has the red. Where did I stick that one? Oh, right there. And here's the red backed one that I did last year. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful design. Came out so cute. These are great for senior living houses, senior centers. This is great for people who have small living and don't have the big huge trees, or maybe there's somebody who has a big tree and a little tree. Maybe they have a grandchild tree. Whatever it may be, these tree skirts are absolutely perfect for that. You can actually also put them under poinsettia plants. Put the poinsettia plant in the center, and now you've got a nice little doily as well. So you can use it for a wide variety of things. All right. Lastly, move this over. We're going to talk about the stuff from Driven by Graphics. Driven by Graphics is a two-parter because he has so much stuff when it comes to decor that we're going to talk about him for a little bit. For everybody who doesn't know, Driven by Graphics is owned by Marvin. You guys see him in my group. He has everything from ink to pillows to flags, towels, baby products, and so much more. Today we're going to talk about the 15 by 25 towel. I dropped it on the floor. We're also going to talk about his canvas flag. This is a one-sided flag. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to be talking about the small hand towel. The small hand towel is 11 by 18, so most printers and presses can handle this. We're going to do a spot design on this guy right here. Make sure you lint roll it. These towels, let me tell you about these towels. These are what I call my fluffy and fabulous towels, okay? So these fluffy and fabulous towels are just amazing. They have a velvet touch to the front, and they have a workhorse, what I call a workhorse terry cloth back to them. You can have two different types of lint rollers, as soon as I can find my other one. There's a velvet lint roller that you can use, and there's also your regular sticky lint roller. Now the sticky lint roller, note to self, still never clean your shop, Nick. The sticky lint roller gets in there, where the velvet lint roller just kind of pulls the fibers. But we're just going to use the sticky lint roller today because, again, Nikki is Nikki and can't find where she dumped everything. All right, what is this? That's the small towel. These measure 15 by 25. Can you do full bleed? Well, I guess technically you could. You definitely technically could do a full bleed on these. Do you want to? Probably not. All right. Now, you can market these. You can put grandma's recipes on here. You could just have them be fun faux decor. Or not faux decor, but have them be fun decor. I just want you to know, this design is no reflection on anyone here at the Sass, but it does seal the deal of me being on the naughty list. Okay. I just need to put the disclaimer out there. This is not the reflection of anyone here at the show. You forget how much you have to crank these up in order to... Again, protect your investment. I know that there was wood on there, so yeah, it might have been protected, but you don't know what projects I might have just not been thinking about and put on top of that Teflon sheet. Now, Teflon sheets, let's talk about it. You're going to go through your entire project as you're sitting here, and you see I put butcher paper over my Teflon sheet. The Teflon sheet is really just to protect your bottom platen. That's all it's there for. The only time you would need your Teflon sheet and no butcher paper on the bottom is when you're printing on HTV glitter. So the HTV glitter, I like to stick onto my bottom platen. It gets nice and sticky and sticks there, but you could sublimate onto it. Again, there's a video on that. But I always put my butcher paper down, top, bottom, make it into a sublimation burrito. You know what? Here's the thing. I just run with it. I actually use that towels for my horses. People use them for horses. They use them for gymnastics. They use them for dance, any sports related type thing. People will use them for golf. Marvin will put grommets in them for you. Maybe you need double grommets, you know, the double grommets, so you can hang them for softball towels, baseball towels. They put their team's names on it. They put pins on them as they collect pins. Really, they use those towels for just about anything, not just for home decor. All right. Remember, this is not the reflection of anybody here at the Sass, but myself. We're just gonna leave it out there. Just leaving it out there. Now, I have some press marks that I'm gonna go in here with my sticky lint roller. You do it more so with your velvet one, and it gets those press marks right out of the way, because what you're gonna do is go up against the grain while it's hot, Okay. For those who don't have that velvet lint roller, this is a good tutorial time. Okay. And it gets those little lines out. So there is, it ain't gonna lick itself. I said it. So now see that bottom. This design you can find in my Etsy shop. This is mine. I am the sole person for this. So this is all me on this. One of my designers did not make this. So there you go. So this is the 18 by 11 towel. Yep, it goes this way. I had to look at the design for a second. There's really no right or wrong to this design. Okay. Lint roll. We've lint rolled. Trying to get better and reminding myself that I have to do these things too. I may talk about it, but I tend to forget. Okay. Tape it, and stretch it down straight, tape it, stretch it down straight, and tape it off to the heat press. Drop it like it's hot, because it is. And now we're going to add the other part to this set. So when I am selling these, one of the biggest questions I get, how do you package these? Well, you could package them to where you fold it, you put it like this, and you layer it over the top. I like to save space in my packaging. As you can see, I made it so that this edge is a little bit shorter, so that when I am going in and I'm rolling it, it rolls up nice. And then I'll stack it on the top and tie it with some twine. The reason I do that is because it doesn't get wrinkly. And I put a picture of my image on my cardstock that I attach to that. It makes it for easier packaging. So I'll put it inside my packaging. I'll roll it all up together. I will add a piece of cardstock to the top with what the image looks like so they know what they're getting and I don't have to unroll it. And somebody doesn't put their candy caned hands all over my towel. And there you go. Okay. So then again, do the same thing with this one. Right? Fold it over. I'll do it both ways so you can see it. And then you would just roll it. Put it like this. Whoops. And tie it together. Now if you want to use it, because some people like to do them display wise. Okay. You put it over the edge. Okay. My ink went funny there, but that's okay. I was rushing it when I was printing it. But that's what it looked like as the set. It looks just like it does in my listing. Here you go. That's what it looks like. It's absolutely divine. Again, this is one of those adult humor kind of towels. And you know what? We all need a little bit of adult humor during the craziest time of our season, of our shop. So there you go. This might be a hot seller for all of you. Last up, certainly not least, my sister Amanda made this as a towel design, believe it or not. So I took her design and she's going to change it up a little bit because, you know, why not? These are the canvas ones out of Driven by Graphics. They are single-sided. I will go in and pre-press these because they are thicker. All right, I will give these squish the heck out of me pressure because they are thicker. Those corners are where you're going to want to get your design into really nice. You don't want any white spots in these corners, so you really want to give it some nice firm pressure. Single-sided are beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. You Could you sublimate on the back? You probably could, but the words are going to show through and it's going to look weird. So, and you don't want to have to line that up. So we're going to do this. I will give this a healthy pre-press. All right. What do I mean by healthy? Healthy means more than 10 seconds. Okay. Really push that down there. Give it some nice firm, like squish the heck out of me kind of pressure, but not the squish the heck out of me kind of pressure where your platen goes flying. All right, that's just, or it takes two people to close it and open it. That's just kind of crazy pressure. So we want to make sure that we give it some good pressure. Now, I flipped it upside down first. Right now I've pressed it upside down. Now I'm going to go through and flip it around. And I'm going to press it, except this time I'm going to give it a little bit longer of a press. All right, and the reason being is I'm trying to make those seams kind of smushed, if you will. It makes for a lot more of an even press with the canvas ones, because the canvas ones are so much thicker. Now he does have some microfiber ones, which have the blackout threads through them, so you can do those double-sided. They feel thin, but they are absolutely gorgeous when they press. Mine has been out literally for months now, and it looks absolutely stunning. All right. Toledo. Okay. Now what we're going to do is tape it down. Now, when I tape this down, I like to start with my corners first. I also like to make sure that I line this up. As you can see, with anything fabric, nothing is straight. Okay? So where do I straighten it out? I straighten it out on the top. All right? Always straighten it out on the top. The bottom is not necessarily as too much of a pain. Straighten it out at the top. Make sure your top is straight. The reason being is you're going to see it if it's not. Your eye will just naturally pick up on it. Okay? So we're going to tape this down on both corners. Okay, if you see this guy, he totally was, you see how he just went off there? And this isn't, bring this back. Okay? Because it is fabric, it's not going to be straight. So that's why I'll tape the top first, see where I need to do some adjustments, and so that it lays out the way it needs to. We make a lot of forgiving designs over at the Sassy Subber with my design teams so that you can work with what you need. Now, what are the size that you need? This particular bleed size is 12.5 by 18 because we needed the wiggle room. We needed the wiggle room because it is fabric. This way you can adjust and make sure that it looks pretty, right? And whatever your perfect is. So we do have that. Most of the times for even our towels, you got to add in. So towels are an 11.5 by 18. Again, because the fabric will literally not be square, right? And I mean, it's fabric. It's the nature of the beast. If your design does not match, what you should do is measure. Hold on, let me get this under the press. Measure your substrates when it comes to your fabrics. Measure them. Figure out what the size are. There is going to be sometimes a difference of between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch, bigger or smaller. So measure your stuff first before you print off that print, and then adjust accordingly. I always add in about a half 0.5 to my sizing because I want a nice healthy bleed. So if the listing is for 12 by 18, I'm doing 12.5 by 18 because this way I have some 1/2 inch playing room on either side. Well, 1/4 inch playing room on either side. Okay. Shove some candy canes in the middle. Right? Yep, absolutely. Almost done. We're almost there. Listen, I told you this would be a little bit longer of a Sass. Christmas is right around the corner. Pull out all those ornaments. Decide what you're going to have in your wheelhouse. Are you going to sell flags and towels and all the ornaments? I showed you some beautiful stuff from Sublimation Underground. We'll get to the rewind in just 1 second. Now, I can tell you right now, I can see some modeling right here, right? Where, because this is a fabric, right? So I'm going to just take it. I'm going to turn it. And again, I'm working with a clamshell. So my clamshell can give me some trouble sometimes. But if you know how to combat using your piece of equipment, it becomes a lot easier, right? And that's what we like to do. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. You're welcome. That song will be stuck in your head all day. You're welcome for that. All right, let's see how I did. Go big or go home, right? The beautiful part about Amanda's design, she has such a forgiving design. You want just an amazing forgiving design? My sister nailed this one. And there you go. How pretty is that? Now, it doesn't look like it's a full all-on bleed, right? She did this beautifully. So let's talk about it. Maybe you have a small press and you don't have that big press. This is one of those designs that you could literally, in your design program, cut it right here and you can then double press it and you won't see a mark. This is an extremely forgiving design, all right? And again, she is making this into different substrate type designs, but I call this an absolute win on this. It is beautiful, it's subtle, it's Christmassy. It brings all the feels you want to have with it. And here you go. So congratulations to Amanda on that one, because flags can be a kind of a hard thing to think of how to, for those small printer press people. So kudos to her on this one, right? It is gorgeous. And if you're not buying it, I'm asking you why you're not. Okay. This is that part of the show where we get to the rewind. I'm going to go through all of the things that we talked about today. I'm going to show you those products on the bigger part of the screen, where you can find these products, and so much more. This is Christmas in July, part 1. All right, so we talked about at the top, we talked about all the things that come from Sublimation Underground. Sublimation Underground is your one-stop shop for all of your ornament needs. She is truly amazing. It is the one place I get all of my Christmas ornaments from, because she just has quality blanks. I only use metal ornaments in my shop, but that doesn't mean I don't have MDF ones. I do, but for people like my photographers, my real estate agents, Suzanne is where it's at, okay? Because you could do the house ornament for your real estate agents. You can do these ones. I use these ones all the time for our photographer friends, right? They love the quality of these, especially when you're putting people's faces on them. This is quality. We added in some glitter just for a little bit of bling bling. That's right. You can jazz up all of your ornaments, no matter if they're metal, MDF, whatever it is. But they don't have to be just a plain Jane ornament. You can jazz them up. You can make them a 2, right? We took 2 of the dog tag designs, we glued them together, super glued them together, let them dry, added some jute to the top of them. You can add some personalization. You can find the design for this one on my Etsy shop at the Sassy Subber. You can find these blanks at Sublimation Underground. Make sure you get 2 of them. You can add beading to the top. We talked about that and how you can add the different colored beadings for the different military branches. This is absolutely stunning. It measures about 4 inches tall or so. All right, so there's that. She also does have a round in there too that's 3.5 inches. She has one of the largest rounds out there. I love this ornament. If you notice, I put a hole in the bottom. I showed you guys how to put a hole in the bottom with the metal punch. Why did I put a hole? So I can hang a gem off the bottom or some beads like this. So we added in this really pretty charm at the bottom of this. You can add some jump rings. Get in there and be creative. Add what you want to the bottom of these. It just adds a little something something to your designs. We went in here and added some sparkly jute because you know your girl loves her sparkle. We made the faux bow that we added to the top of this, and we added the wood beads. I even showed you that you can even paint your own beads to give them a little bit of something extra. I showed you the decorative beads that I got from Amazon. All of this stuff, the extra stuff, you can find in my Amazon affiliate shop over on Amazon, The Sassy Subber. So it's amazon.com/shop/The Sassy Subber. All right. This design comes from Amanda. Now I'm going to go through here. Now that this is all dry, I'm going to go through this, wipe off all of the extra glitter that's hanging out there. But if you notice, I put that cute little belt on there, right? And I did it in glitter. Added some E6000 glue, and you were ready. We took this one, like I said, we added some angel wings to this. So whether it's having it plain or adding a little bit of something, these just pop. They press beautifully. One of my favorite things to press are metal ornaments. So there you go. You can get all of those at sublimationunderground.com. She is running a 10% off sale right now, so make sure you head over there and see what she's got going on. She also has the boxes for those skinny tumblers. You know, we're getting into a lot of vendor shows, and those boxes have what I call the peekaboo window. The peekaboo window is literally a window in the box. She has them for 20 ounce and 30 ounce, and it allows for you to see the design so that people aren't getting their hands all over your stuff. Well, I also talked about that tip and trick about tying your ties or your ribbon ties, right? These things, right? Tying them prior. Suzanne gives you a ribbon tie for all of her ornaments. Go through, tie them onto cardstock. Cut your cardstock, literally just fold it in half. It's going to be 11 by 4 1/4. And then tie your ribbon around that. They're going to be nice, neat, and uniform. So when you're at these vendor events, they will look the part. They're not going to be all wonky and all different sizes. We don't want that, right? We want professional looking. We may be small shops, but that does not mean we can't look the part, right? So there you go. We also talked about the tree skirts and the Santa packs coming out of our REM distributors over on Shopify. So there you go. Look at this. This is part 1 for Randy. So we'll have some more stuff that she's got coming out. That'll be later in the month. But this is your Santa sack. This is uber soft. It's a velvet material. It almost feels like crushed velvet, I guess is the way I can think of it. Can you do full bleed? Yes, you're going to be piecing and double pressing on that whole thing. So instead, just do a 13 by 19. It fits on your bigger platen or your bigger presses, and it prints out of your bigger printers. Maybe you don't have those. Maybe you need to do a spot design. So if you have a smaller printer that can only do 8.5 by 14, did you know you could get 8.5 by 21 inch paper? Did you know that? If you have the back tray, if you have a sawgrass, you want to get the bypass tray, because then you could print 8.5 by 21 paper. The 21 paper you can actually get from Johnson Plastics. If you have an Epson, then again, see if you can load the paper from the back, then you can make your paper 8.5 by 21. Johnson Plastics makes the bigger paper. So you can do what you need to do, because these are only 18 inches wide, right? So she has those. She also has the 2 different styles, and you guys watched me talk about, so go back and watch the rewind of this, how to press a tree skirt, right? So how to press a tree skirt. I did this one, I can tell you right now, this one I did I did my seam going this way, so I didn't have to worry about that seam. The only seam was down this center. I didn't want to do that this time. That one has a red back. This one has the white back to it. Press this one. As you can see, I had a little bit of an issue here because, well, that's the nature of the beast of pressing fabric, right? Make sure you pre-press it. Make sure you pre-press it really nice so that you can get all these crinkles out. And if you don't use it with your heat press, break out that iron. I know. I spoke of something that probably doesn't happen in most houses nowadays, is an iron. Break out the iron, and then you can make that nice and flat so it takes all the wrinkles out, so you can have a beautiful press as well. You will have to double press and double press this. That means you're gonna have to piece together your design, and you're gonna have to double press these. That's just how this goes. There's going to be more designs coming out from our designers on easier printer and press friendly so that you guys aren't struggling. That will be coming out too. Lastly, certainly not least, we have, again, another part 1 to a part 2 kind of program. This is from Driven by Graphics Supply Co. All right, so he is Mr. Marvin. He has a couple different flags. He has the canvas flag. He has the blackout microfiber flag, and he's got some linen flags coming. Shh, don't tell. Anywho, so he's got some other stuff coming in, but this is the canvas one. As you can see, it is a single-sided. You can see your wording through it. Could you mirror the image and put on the back? Yes, I have done it. It's a royal pain in the butt. Let's not go there. If you want to do a double press, or you want to have the double-sided, get the microfiber with the black threads through it. It's the blackout one. Get that one. Make your life easier. But this is absolutely stunning. This design came from True Digital Artistry over on Etsy. Absolutely a stunning design. Great for the holiday season. That is the canvas flag. You guys saw it. That's right. We did it. We went there. We totally went there with this design. I'm headed to the naughty list, and I'm okay with it. Welcome to It Isn't Gonna Lick Itself. Right? That's right. So here you go. Here's my naughty towel, if you will. It has the candy canes on there. It's just a fun play on words for your adult theme type towels. Absolutely adorable. Yup. Super, super cute. We have our vintage Santa on here. He's holding his candy cane and whatnot. So you could put this design on pillows. You could put it on a shirt, so much more. But it also comes with a small towel design as well. This would look really cute on some of the pillows that you can get also from Driven by Graphics. So these are my fluffy and fabulous towels. They have that velour top with the terry cloth workhorse pack. They're not just pretty, they're actually functional too. There you go. This came from Driven by Graphics. This is the 11 by 18. This one is the 15 by 25. And the designs come from the sassy subber myself. There you go. Mic drop. We learned a lot of different things. We talked through some of the processes. We have a lot to still talk about. The next show is on July 24th. That's a big one. I'm also going to be doing some mini lives also in between because I've got some vendors who have given me a lot of candy to look at. So let me show you some of the candy coming out of Blanktastic. That's right. This is already on her website. I need to show this to you. Here's the preview of what we're going to be showing you on a mini Sass Live coming from the AG. That's right. I'm headed to Texas this coming week to teach live right there at the Applique Getaway. And Claire from Blanktastic, she's joining me. That's right. She's joining me. She's selling her products at the table. I need to show you the newest design coming out of Blanktastic. Are you ready? Where's my drum roll? I need a drum roll. I really need to learn how to add that. Here you go. Now, I will tell you, this was prototype 1. This was prototype 1. I will explain where we tweaked it, minor, into prototype 2. But the prototype 2 is now listed at Blanktastic.com's page. Here you go. The new family ornament coming out of Blanktastic. I am so super excited for this. It's this guy right here. Welcome to the mason jar gingerbread. I will show you how you make this. We'll go all in. This is MDF. This is acrylic, so it's layered between some wood and some acrylic. You have these cute little gingerbread. That's right. These are all sublimation. You get 8 of them. You can also add in there the paws and the kitty cats. This will be an MDF layer, so you can add any color outline to that. We added some beautiful jute to that, and here you go. You can add in here some glitter in the back, but again, watch for that mini Sass live from the AG, where we're gonna launch a lot more items you'll get to see. But I wanted to give you that sneak peek of what's to come this coming week, and that is this guy right here. How stinking cute is that? Hey, look, Mom, it's see-through. So there you go. This is just one of the designs coming out of Blanktastic. So look forward to that mini live. She has got a ton of stuff. So whether I'm doing mini lives showing off my vendors and all of their amazing goodness, or I'm doing these big sasses, it doesn't matter. We're going to break it down. You're going to see a lot of sassy minis from now until the 24th so that you guys can get as much eye candy and stuff in, so stay tuned for that. Head over to the Sassy Summer over on Etsy. I have a lot of designs up there. I have over 2,000 designs from holidays past, and I have the new ones there listed in the Holiday 2022 album as well. Go in and look. I've been posting over in the group stuff that you can find. Go look. There's a group discount code if you're a part of the Sassy Summer group. There is a group discount code, so go find it over there. Also, I want to thank my sister Amanda from True Digital Artistry for helping me out today with some of the designs. So thank you so much for that. And thank you to my other vendors, Sublimation Underground, run by Suzanne, RRAM Distributors, run by Randy, and Driven by Graphics Supply Co., dbgsupplyco.com. Yeah, I did it right that time. Anyway, that came from Marvin. So make sure you go and visit those 3 vendors. And remember, Sublimation Underground has a 10% off coupon going on right now. No coupon needed. Just go in and shop. Go buy all the things. Go buy all the things. So there you go. I'm going to go get myself a drink, some sort of a cocktail, because it is almost noon. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys all later on the flip side.